I extend a warm and hearty welcome to our chief guest for the evening, Padma Shri Dr. Azad Moopen, Chairman, DM Healthcare and Malabar Institute of Medical Sciences. I also extend a very hearty welcome to our CEO, Mr. K. Guruswamy sir, Principal, Mr. G.C. Rao sir, Headmistress Ma'am, Mrs. Neeta Maitra, parents, staff, students, and one and all present here for the annual Prize Day ceremony. We have gathered here this evening to felicitate our students who have come out with flying colors in the field of academics in the year 2010-2011. I now call upon Anush of grade 8 to continue the program. I now request our chief guest, Padma Shri Dr. Azad Moopen, to address the gathering. Dr. Moopen is a gold medalist and has an MD in General Medicine from the Government Medical College, Kozhikode. Dr. Moopen went on to establish DM Healthcare, the largest chain of healthcare conglomerate in West Asia. It employs over 3,000 people in the GCC and serves 15,000 patients a day. In India, Dr. Moopen set up the Malabar Institute of Medical Sciences Hospital in Kozhikode in the year 2001. He is the founder chairman of the Muslim Educational Society, Association of Kerala Medical Graduates, and Association of Indian Muslims in the UAE. Dr. Moopen is also the vice chairman of the Social Advancement Foundation of India. He is also the vice chairman of 3 CBSE international schools in Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam in Saudi Arabia. He is the executive trustee of the Global Educational Trust, which is building the Horizon International School near Kozhikode. He is also the recipient of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award by the Government of India in 2010, the Arab Health Award for Outstanding Individual Contribution to the Middle East Healthcare Industry, Best Doctor Award by the Government of Kerala, Dubai Service Excellence Award by the Government of Dubai for the Group 2004, among several other awards. Dr. Azad Mopen is supported in his philanthropic endeavors by his wife, Mrs. Nasira Mopen. I now request our chief guest, Padma Shri Dr. Azad Mopen, to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Respected Principal Mr. Rao, Headmistress Mrs. Mehta, parents, teachers, my dear children. First of all, let me thank profusely for inviting me to this great institution. This is really an institution which has got excellent infrastructure and could be counted on among the best schools in the UAE looking from outside. I know that the buildings are not the one that is most important in a school. It's actually what is inside by way of the teachers, the faculty, and the children. And I know that your school in that count also can be kept very high, because any institution, I think it has got most importantly three things. One is the infrastructure, then the intellectual capital, which is behind the school, as well as the image. You are blessed with all the three, and I must congratulate the management as well as the faculty and the parents and children for having such a great institution. Now, I feel really rejuvenated when I stand before young minds like you, and of course their parents. I had the good fortune to be a teacher for 5 years of my life, long back in the 1980s. I was a teacher in the Calicut Medical College where I studied, and that was one among the best times of my life. And even now, I get the privilege or the happiness of some of the children, or I shouldn't call them children, most of them were grown even at that time, who were doctors later, who are occupying very high positions now and coming and recognizing and offering their respect to you. So this is a very noble profession to be a teacher, and why I recall this is that the greatest compliment that I received after getting the Padma Shri from the government of India was from one of my teachers who taught me in the 6th standard in my school days, in my village, which is a remote place in the state of Kerala. He was so old that he couldn't walk, but managed to get a mobile phone through somebody and called me while I was on my way back from Delhi to Dubai. And he was literally crying, and he expressed his happiness, the feeling of accomplishment that he had in his mind, because this is like you achieving something yourself when one of your students gets something or is being honored. So it's a great feeling to be a teacher. So I should really congratulate all the teachers here for taking up this very noble profession, who are doing a great service to the humanity, to the future generation by teaching the young minds. You must all give a big hand to the teachers who are doing such a great service for assuring you a very, very bright future. Now, if you look at the performance of children, see, life, as I have seen, is actually not a balance sheet of your academic achievements. Your life is built on 4 pillars actually. the four pillars which are built early in life. The pillars I consider, one is the spiritual pillar that you have in your life. The second one is the intellectual pillar that you have. And the third one is the physical pillar that you have. And the fourth one is the social pillar. So we all know that a table can stand only on 4 legs. If you have only 3 legs, it is likely to fall down, topple down. So it's very, very important that you have all these 4 pillars of your life being built properly at the early childhood so that you will have a very strong foundation in your life. Whatever we focus in the school or even at home are mainly 2 pillars. This is the physical pillar. All of us are careful about our children at home. You try to feed them. You provide them whatever is required for their physical development. You in fact overfeed them, and that's very important. You also make them play, exercise, which are very important for the development of the physical pillar in their life. And what we are going to do now, the Prize Day, I think part of it is to recognize the physical fitness of the children. That's very important. The second pillar, the intellectual pillar, is also very, very important. That's important because that's the one which will give you the human being which has got the rare gift given by God of a brain which can be creative, which can visualize things, which can learn, understand, and take decisions unlike other animals. We have great people like the one who visited here, the great Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who talks always about creative visualization, dreaming the future, and matters like that. So it's very important, and even from the point of view of your formal education, it's important that you have the intelligence which is gifted by God, and we take care fairly well to provide our children as teachers, as parents, with the most, effective way in which they develop their intelligence, memory and all. And we all know that, and we are slowly now learning more, that it's not sufficient if children attend classes. It's more important they see things and they do things. There's a famous Chinese proverb which says that if you hear, you forget. If you see, you remember. And if you do, you understand. So it's important that you understand things. Not even remembering is important, sufficient. Important that you understand things for which you have to do things. So the curriculum also is changing now. The syllabus is changing from just hearing from the teacher to seeing things and experiencing things and even doing things. That's the way in which the curriculum changes are going. That's fine. So we have covered 2 of the important pillars. One is the physical and second one is the intellectual. Now the third pillar is the spiritual pillar. If you look at it, I have a feeling many of us as parents, teachers, fail miserably in providing the proper spiritual pillar to the children. It's not sufficient if you are intelligent. It's not sufficient if you are physically fit. It's important if you are inside a good human being. To be a good human being, you must have the values ingrained into you at a very early age, the love, the affection, the helpful attitude, the ability to equate with people, the ability to help people and give more than receive. These are all things which are more spiritual, which has to be ingrained into the characters, not by saying. It never is learned by you taking lessons. It is learned only by you showing it to your children. Children have to learn about these things from your actions. If you tell the child that you shouldn't lie, it's fine. Child may hear that. The next day or the next hour, when you get a telephone call and you are sitting there and your child takes the telephone and you tell her or him, tell that daddy is not here or mommy is not here, that means that whole thing is lost, and the child then doesn't believe in truth. She or he feels that telling a lie is quite normal, natural. I'm just giving an example. Hundreds of examples can be quoted. So what I am saying is that the parents, the teachers, have the responsibility to show in front of the children how they can be good human beings and how the children have to develop their character. So the spiritual development of the children is the most important responsibility of the parents especially, and also the teachers. And the last one, another most important pillar, is the social pillar. I have found that in life, success happens or follows rather people who have the social skills rather than the intellectual or physical capacity. In my years of watching people and looking at people who have been successful, I have found that people who have certain characters, social characters, are the ones who have come up in life really, really well. And what are they? The important social skills that you should have. One is the ability to network and have friends and teams with you. You should have friends, you should have people around you, and you should be able to work as a team with others. And that's the greatest ingredient or greatest recipe for success. People who can't build teams might be a genius